Program for sum of two matrices. Here we are going to use in this two-dimensional array. You see here integer a 2 2. Here these two are called subscripts or index. Plural for index is indices. An array which contains two subscripts is called two-dimensional array. Here two indices values. Okay, each one is called index. Here we have two. So these two are indices, two subscripts. An array which contains two subscripts is called two-dimensional array. You see here we are going to calculate sum of two matrices by using two-dimensional array. For that, first I will take a matrix. Type is integer type. All the elements are similar type. An array which contains similar type of elements. Okay. Here I am going to take another matrix, B matrix. Now I am going to add these two matrices. Now we will get the result matrix, C matrix. Okay. So for that, first we enter elements of matrix A. For this, here in this matrix we have two rows and two columns. In the A matrix we have first subscript represents rows, second one columns. Okay, this is called two-dimensional array. Now I am going to enter elements of A matrix. For this, for the rows I will use outer loop, for the columns I will use inner loop. Okay, now I is 0, 0 less than 2, yes, correct. Okay, now I entered into row. In the particular row I will enter a column. Okay, inner loop represents columns, J for column, I for row. Now I am going to read the values for the first row and first column by using scanf. It is used to read the values through the keyboard. All the elements will be integer type. This is the format code or type specifier. Now I am going to store in the memory at a particular address using ampersand. I am going to read the matrix elements of A, ith row and jth column element, 0th row and 0th column element. After that, okay, now once again I will enter into J loop. Okay, now we will read particular ith row and jth column. Now J becomes 1, 1 less than 2, yes. Okay, now A of 0 and 2 element. In the first row, second column element we read. After that J becomes 2, 2 less than 2, condition false. Now what we have read the values? First time here I is 0, J is 0, A of ith row and jth column. After that J is 1, A of 0 1. After that once again 2 less than 2, condition false. Okay, like this J loop will be iterated. Okay, many times will be iterated by the J loop. This J loop will be iterated many times. Okay, first time I is 0, I 0, J 0, I 0, J 1. Okay, two rows, two columns na. Next we will enter into outer loop. Okay, now I becomes 1, 1 less than 2, yes, true. Now we will enter into this loop, J is 0. So now 1 of 0, A of 1 of 0, that means we are in second row, first column. After that J becomes 1, 1 of 1, second row, second column. After that J becomes 3, 2, 2 less than 2, condition false. Okay, next we will go to outer loop. I will be incremented as 2, 2 less than 2 condition false. Okay, now we will come out from the outer loop. Okay, so here loop will be iterated, outer loop, inner loop, next inner loop. Okay, next outer loop, next inner loop, next inner loop. Inner loop will be iterated many times. Okay, after that we read the elements of matrix B. Okay, for this here we will enter here. Now we are going to enter elements of matrix B. Okay, earlier we entered A matrix elements, now we enter B matrix elements. Okay, you see here I is 0, 0 less than 2, yes. Now J is 0, 0 less than 2, true. B of 0, 0, that means first row, first column. After that J will be incremented. Okay, now J is 1, 1 less than 2, true. Okay, B of 0, 1, that means first row, second column. After that I becomes 1, J is 0, A of 1, 0. After that J will be incremented. After that 1, 1. Okay, next now we read matrix elements of B through the keyboard. Now all the values are there in the memory. After that now we are going to enter into calculation part. Okay, this is the outer loop, I for rows, J for columns. We will enter like this, outer loop and inner loop. First A of, now we are going to add two matrix elements, A of 0, 0 and B of 0, 0. First row, first column elements from the two matrix that will be stored in the result matrix of C of 0, 0. Okay, how we entered? From here to here we entered. After that we will enter into J loop. Okay, next C of 0, 1, B of 0, 1, that will be assigned to C of 0, 1, that means first row, second column. After that we will go to outer loop, I becomes 1. Whenever I becomes 1, J loop, C of 1, 0, B of 1, 0 will be assigned to C of IG, C of 1, 0. After that J will become 1, A of 1, 1, B of 1, 1. That result will be assigned into C of 1, 1, C of 1, 1. Okay, next after that we will come out from this loop. Then now the result is there in the memory. Okay, now I have to fetch, I have to retrieve, I have to get the result from the memory and display on the screen. For that purpose I am going to display the result of C matrix. Okay, you see here, first I is 0, next J is 0. Okay, now we will display C of 0th row, 0th column, that means first row, first column element. After that we will go to J loop, J becomes 1, 1 less than 2, true. Next C of 0, 1, that means first row and second column. How it will be displayed? It takes for the second element, in the first row second element takes 7 character spaces. /T means 7 character spaces, tab space. It's an escape sequence character. Okay, next we will go to outer loop. Now I becomes 1, J is 0, that means C of 1, 0, that will be displayed. After that we will go back to J loop, J is 1, that means C of 0, 1, first row second column. After that we will go to outer loop, I is 1, J is 0, Okay, C of 1 0, after that C of 1 1. You see here how it will be there. I0 first time in the particular row all the values will be displayed. After completion of that concerned row of the columns elements, we will go to next column. So how it will be displayed? First, how it will be there, you see here, first time my I will be, first time how it will be there, first I is 0, J is 1. After that I is 0. Next, first time I is 0, J is 0. I 0, J 0. Next time I is 0, J 1. Next time how it will be there, I is 1, J is 0. Next time I is 1, J is also 1. You see here loop iteration will be there like this. I0, first I0, J0. Next I0, J1. Next I1, J0. Next I1, J1. So here whenever I is 0, this, whenever I is 0, whenever this I is 0, this J loop will be iterated 2 times. Whenever I is 1, J is iterated 2 times. Why? Because in a particular row we will have many columns. So for that columns to display the values, J loop will be iterated many times. You see here I is 0, J is 0. I is 0, J is 1. I is 1, J is 0. I is 1, J is 1. So like that, I for rows, J for columns. Okay, like this, in the form of matrix we display the result. Okay, here for the result we cannot write here scanf, we have to write here printf. Why? Because scanf is used to read the values, here printf is used to display the values. After particular row we have to go to next line. For that purpose, here you see here I will remove these values. After this particular row we have to go to next row. To go next row, after completion of the columns of the particular row, we have to write here printf backslash n. The meaning is, in a particular this outer loop for rows, na? In that particular row of the column values, after completion of that column values for a particular row, we have to go to next line. After completion of that row, to go to next line we write printf backslash n. Then only we will go to next row. Outer loop for rows, inner loop for columns. Okay, this is the program. Once I will revise what we discussed here. For sum of two matrices using two-dimensional array, in this we have two subscripts, an array which contains two subscripts of similar type of elements, that is the array. Array is a collection of similar type of elements. In two-dimensional array, we will have two subscripts. To add two matrices, we should have A matrix, B matrix and result matrix. Here I for rows, J for columns. Here we have to read the matrix A. After that, I for rows, J for columns. Okay, in the particular row, it will be iterated, J will be iterated many times, because in a particular row we have to read in the particular row remaining column values. After that, we read the B matrix elements, ith row and jth column of B matrix elements. Okay, next, after reading A and B matrix values through the keyboard, we calculate here A of ij matrix and B of ij matrix. Then we assign the result in the C of ij matrix. Now the result is there in the memory. Now I am going to display on the screen. For that purpose, we write here ith row and jth column of the loops. Outer loop for rows, inner loop for columns. Here, after every element, displaying every element, we have to take 7 spaces. If I give 2D, 2 spaces, 3D, 3 spaces. Okay, unless we can give our own choice of spaces. After particular row column elements, okay, in a particular row different column values will be there. After all the column values, we have to go to next line. For that purpose, we write here \n. Then our cursor will enter into the next row. Like that, we write this program. Execution of a program. Now I am going to compile this program. You see here 0 errors and 0 warnings. After compiling, we run the program. Enter elements of matrix A. Earlier we gave 2 rows and 2 columns maximum. We can increase that size, but here I have given maximum size 2 rows 2 columns. Here I am going to enter the elements of a matrix. You see here 1, 3, 4, 6. Now it's asking enter the elements of matrix B. Here I will give 8, 9, 6, 5. You see here result of C matrix 9, 12, 10 and 11. This is the result of the C matrix. This is the matrix A elements. This is the matrix A elements. This is the matrix of B elements. This is the result of C matrix. Okay, here I have given 7 spaces tab. That's why here 7 character spaces we got.